Tesla stock to moon soon. Have you ever heard anything like this before? Okay, but can you please explain that in more detail? Tesla is without a shadow of a doubt one of the most valuable corporations in the world, and they have accomplished much more than anyone else in the field of electric cars. So let's get a better grasp of today's topic. Just stay tuned to Trend Capital and we'll tell you everything. The remarkable rise in Tesla stock does not constitute a meme in the strictest sense. However, it looks like a meme because of the media attention it has received. Gains of 50% since the beginning of last month indicate that shares are headed for the moon. Within the past 12 months, shares of Tesla Inc. have experienced a full spectrum of ups and downs. Investors should brace themselves for even more wrenching volatility and keep their seatbelts securely fastened. Musk suggested at Tesla's annual shareholders meeting on August 4th that the company's superior manufacturing efficiency could be its greatest competitive advantage. He did add that AI-enabled robotics could be a long-term opportunity for Tesla. Musk predicts Tesla will reach a production run rate of 2 million vehicles by the end of the year, and he has restated the target of 20 million vehicles by the end of the decade. In terms of valuation, Tesla could look like a costly stock. The company has shown massive quarterly revenue and profit growth for a while now. Projections for the company's annual profit show that its expansion strategy remains unchanged. Indonesia could supply Tesla with enough nickel to produce 20 million cars per year, possibly within a few years once energy density is improved. Indonesia, like its neighbors the Philippines and Australia, is a commodity-rich country. This is an excellent location for Tesla to build cars. The benefits of Indonesia with Tesla are quite higher, as that could be the real opportunity right under their noses. Elon Musk discusses the importance of sourcing local ingredients, manufacturing locally, and serving a local customer base. A factory on each continent to be closer to customers. It reduces shipping and tariff costs. However, these $60,000 Teslas are unlikely to be affordable to Indonesians. This could be an export hub, and we believe that it is a possibility. It has a massive population and is the world's fourth most populous country. The Model 3 and Model Y are likely too expensive for many people. They would not cannibalize the other segments. In this market segment, a low-cost model would be ideal. That's the major reason Indonesia will build a dedicated robo-taxi and launch it there as well, because 80% of fares are likely to be single-passenger fares. It's assumed that the dedicated robo-taxi would be designed more around the comfort and safety of a single passenger. Elon promised mass production of robo-taxi in 2024, but what about regulation? How will Tesla get around 50 states' regulations to allow driverless cars to roam the streets all day? Those timelines don't seem to fit. Robo-taxi will not be launched in the United States, and this dedicated robo-taxi will be designed in the appropriate markets. Tesla created a robo-taxi with no pedals or steering wheel. Many people appear to believe that the robo-taxi will be designed to be built at a low cost, but maybe it's not true. More money should be spent on it in order to improve its application. When it comes down to it, the overall cost of the vehicle is basically negligible per mile driven. Many countries around the world have far fewer issues with personal space. It is a privilege that developed countries enjoy. The dedicated robo-taxi will be more of a minibus with 8 to 10 seats. They will be built for pooling. Each robo-taxi trip could result in 10 times fewer vehicles on the road, and if people are allowed to stand, these buses may be able to carry as many as 16 people during rush hour. Perhaps adding capacity for peak periods could help alleviate traffic congestion. Yes, it's a fantastic idea, but is it feasible? Consider putting the charging infrastructure there. Leave a comment telling us what you think about this. These are robo-taxis, not Tesla drivers traveling long distances on their own. Due to traffic, these vehicles are unlikely to travel many miles each day, and a battery should last the entire day of fares. Yes, but the cars have to go and dock in a car park at night, and these robo-taxis are presumably all Tesla-owned, rather than owned by local Indonesians participating in the robo-taxi network. Tesla requires a business model similar to Lime scooters for robo-taxis. Even if the general public does not own the robo-taxi, Tesla has no qualms about hiring them to manage the vehicles. When the robo-taxi has completed its mission for the day, it can return to a local's home to be inspected, cleaned, and recharged for the next day. Tesla then compensates the locals for their efforts. Of course, because labor costs less than gas prices in Indonesia, this cost could be significantly lower than in the United States. The thing is, the opportunity cost of transportation is somewhat of a global price, just as oil has global prices. In fact, vehicles in Indonesia are less fuel efficient, and there is more traffic on the roads, so the cost of traveling a mile in Indonesia may be higher than in the United States. Robotaxis are already a low-cost mode of transportation, but with pooling, Tesla may be able to cut the cost in half. It competes with local government-subsidized public transportation. So believe it or not, Tesla can provide lower-cost transportation in Indonesia than it can in the US while still profiting. With over 250 million people, there will be no shortage of people who want a safer, more convenient, comfortable, luxurious, and lower-cost mode of transportation. However, in these cases, it is always best to play it back into the mission to ensure that it checks. Is Robotaxi launching in Indonesia rather than the United States? Is that appropriate for the mission? So what exactly is going on here? In America, instead of replacing a modern, fuel-efficient car, they're now replacing dozens of old, inefficient, and likely polluting cars for every Robotaxi, and this perfectly matches the mission. Why would Tesla expend so much effort in attempting to replace vehicles in the United States or other developed countries? They already get 25 miles per gallon or whatever. They are strict on emissions, in contrast to poorer countries, which simply cannot afford the luxury. What if a robot strikes someone, causing injury or death? That is the concern. However, Indonesia already has significant health issues. Every year, 7,000 people die as a result of air pollution in Jakarta alone. In fact, pollution is a major health issue in Indonesia. If the government was seen to be doing something about it, it would undoubtedly help the citizens. The point is that a citizen's health must be balanced. If Indonesia used more robo-taxis, there may be an increase in vehicle fatalities, but this should be negligible in comparison to the lives saved and health benefits gained by the rest of the population as a result of reduced pollution. Furthermore, the Indonesian government is overjoyed to have Elon and Tesla there and will most likely do everything possible to facilitate robo-taxi regulation. They may even go as far as to phase out all public transportation in favor of offering citizens robo-taxi credits. What about FSD, though? It's already widely available in the United States. Tesla has been collecting the most data in the US, so robotaxis are likely to benefit first in the US. Sure, but after further consideration, it does not align with the mission. The US will get FSD first, but robotaxis is unlikely to be a big deal in the US compared to the rest of the world. But what effect will this have on the stock price? How much money will these robotaxis generate? It's the most exciting potential for the company, and it could seriously increase the stock price by multiples. It makes perfect sense for the mission to begin by replacing as many of the most polluting vehicles as possible. With this in mind, it's possible that we'll see Tesla energy deployed first. Tesla is not a consumer-oriented company that creates products based solely on market research. Tesla is embarking on a massive mission. So what's your thought on all this? Let us know in the comments below. We hope this video was entertaining to you, and please keep in mind that the purpose of this channel is not to give financial advice, and we do not recommend or encourage you to invest in any particular firm. This is how educational interaction is brought right to your front door for your convenience. And in light of this, we strongly suggest that you perform an extensive study on the subject before you make any purchases related to it. We appreciate you watching today's video. Please make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date with even more information. Have a great day.